Hey, y'all. Bloodwing here, back to bring some grumpiness to your internet. I almost forgot what I was saying there for a second.
It's the Alzheimer's that's kicking in.
It is the old timers, yeah. Welcome back to Redneck Radio, the live stream where you get an extra healthy side helping of, well, Pear got me thinking about pie, so how about cherry pie a la mode? Ooh,
I like pie.
he does like pie. With me, as always, is Irate Pear.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're well on this glorious Tuesday in Her Majesty's Empire.
And our often guest and good friend of the channel, Ranting Monkey.
Hello. How you guys doing today?
He's not friends with you. He's friends with the channel.
Well, that makes him friends with me.
I'm friends with everyone.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
There is not a nicer, more even-tempered person online than Ranting Monkey.
I've seen your Twitter account.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't believe you.
What's that supposed to mean? That sounds like I do something bad on my Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do nothing.
I ain't do nothing.
Well, he is Gen X, and that's the didn't do nothing.
Yeah, we're too fucking lazy to do anything.
The didn't do generation. I like that.
That's right. So how you doing, chat? I hope everybody's doing well. Been doing good on the interim since the last stream. So we should have a lot of stuff to talk about today. It's not been a slow news cycle the last few days since the last one, for sure. But we'll see what we can get through.
The missus is in the chat.
Yeah, hey Vanilla.
Hey, Vanilla.
It was sports day at Alfie School today.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And I think Alfie came fourth in a race. But they always do a mum and dad's race, and I don't go to these things. Obviously, so I didn't take part in the dad's race. With my black jeans, I'd beat all the white people.
It's all those muscles in the booty, man.
Yeah, man, it just launches off. But yeah, she took part in the mum's race, and she came second this year. So,
congrats! I saw her tweet on that.
Yeah.
Oh, and hey, Nuts, we were, believe it or not, we were all just talking about you before the stream.
Very kindly.
Yeah, very kindly.
I love my nuts.
He does. Alfie came fourth overall, so that's awesome.
Somebody please clip that for me so I can make it a ringtone on my phone. Monkey saying I love my nuts.
Who are you going to put that to? That call.
My wife, maybe.
When your wife calls, I love my nuts.
Oh, so yeah. Happy Tuesday to everybody.
He sounds really angry when he said that. Happy Tuesday!
Well, no, my favorite thing is he said it like a redneck. Tuesday.
It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, happy Tuesday, everybody.
You guys forget the A in the word Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We got to be different.
That's right. It's actually something I really like about rednecks, the way you guys say that.
Yeah. And the truth of the matter is most of us know how to say things correctly. We just refuse to. It's against our culture.
It's against culture, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, I was just watching a video about embracing culture. I do a response video to that bad boy. Yeah. It is a redneck, and it's basically I'm basically doing a video on Bloodwing.
Well, there you go. Oh, well,
I'm just going to download the stream and just have that bit, and then just make a 10-minute response video about that.
Yeah, that's my whole thing about embracing the whole redneck title. I mean, if the blacks can, turn their bad words into good words, I can do the same with redneck. So
if them chocolatey people wanna do their chocolatey people things, then it should be my right to put ranch on my ice cream.
Ooh. I like ranch and I like ice cream, but I don't know if I want them together. But J-Kid has eaten hot sauce on vanilla ice cream, so yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he loves his.
Oh, J-Kid's a little weird.
He is. Good kid, but he's a little weird. I know. I've known him his whole life. Oh man, like I said, not a slow news cycle. Probably the newest issue was the whole. See, well, let's see if I can get this straight out of my mind. Was think around this headache. Um Putin cancels some kind of meeting he was going to do to go meet with his minister of defense, and just
Yeah.
right after Pence cancels his trip and returns to the White House.
Yeah, it was Pence had canceled his, and Putin canceled his whole day to meet with his minister of defense.
Now there hasn't been a whole lot on it, but the latest word I've heard is Putin done it because there was a Russian sub that had caught fire, killed a bunch of people.
Killed 25 people, yeah.
Imagine my shock that old ass submarine fleet would be on freaking fire.
Sorry, Evil One says 13 sailors died. I thought, okay, maybe I have my numbers wrong.
Now,
have you ever seen the Russian Navy?
No.
I have. Right? And
I saw a picture of a sub. I don't know if it was the same kind, but
mate, they're always sending Akula class submarines through the channel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we know you're there, so you may as well not go fully submerged. Like,
gotcha.
Well, we can see you, you know. We can hear you before you get here, you bucket of rust bolts and bloody nuclear fire.
Well, you all know that I'm not much for the tinfoil hat crowd, you know, but you know, having spent the first 20 plus years of my life during the Cold War, when I hear them say that there was a fire on a deep sea Russian sub that was on a mission to map the ocean floor, my eyes roll and I say, yeah, right. I'm sorry.
Well, a lot of people came, well, this is what happened, but Putin and blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm willing to believe all of that. I really am.
Yeah.
But the timing of Pence being, because Pence, the story on that broke at 11:50, and at I think it was 12:10 or so, is when Putin canceled everything.
Yeah,
and the Pence one, we're told, don't worry, it's not, it's an emergency, but it's not important. Like, what?
Not an important emergency, right? Yeah, I mean, when I first seen it, I was on Twitter like the rest of y'all when it was breaking, and I was like, boy, this is bringing back memories of the Cold War, and I'm not real happy with that.
Sure.
Yeah, for those of you that only read about it and didn't experience it, the fear was real, dude. There was not American alive that in the back of their mind wasn't the Russians are going to nuke us every minute, every day.
The Russians, man, like, I always see it in the news all the goddamn time. Oh, Russians send bomber bear aircraft into British airspace, or they send a couple of their fighter jets, you know, the Su-47s into American airspace. It's such a big deal. It's like they do this shit all the time.
Yeah,
they've been doing this shit for years. We do it to them. We're just testing each other's reaction time. The Argentinians do it to us in the Falklands. You know, it's nothing new, man. And like they obviously they have to pass through British waters to get through to the Mediterranean. So naturally they're setting off all the alarm bells whenever they turn up. You know, so it's nothing new.
But yeah, the timing of all this is pretty suspect. But there's not a lot of information out there yet, so we'll see. It's kind of breaking, I guess, at the moment.
Breaking news.
We'll see what pops up in the meantime.
Mm-hmm. At a cooler class submarine that's on fire. I'm sure.
Yeah,
it's funny, man. I used to know their navy at the back of my hand, as long as well with a few other navies. I can't remember a lot. I used to know a lot of their aircraft. I used to know the radars, the weapons they use, but I guess it's all left my mind now. My fragile little mind.
I do know that about you.
Yeah.
So okay, what else? Oh, hey, people, don't drink out of the toilet. Seriously,
You haven't seen that chick again who licks the toilet seats and stuff again?
No, this comes from our famous mule-toothed Democratic Congressperson Miss AOC.
She's licking toilets now?
No, but she's claiming that the people in those camps are drinking from the toilet.
Oh, what? I doubt.
Well, she misunderstands what's going on. There's the problem.
Yeah.
Because they came out and answered her bullshit. What's going on is they are in a place where they basically have the same toilet system we have in jails. So there's a sink and a toilet that are together, and they run through the same water system,
Right.
but it's clean water that goes into the sink.
Yeah.
But she's like, they're drinking out of toilets. Like, no, they don't understand toilets because they don't have them in their home country.
Yeah. Is it a setup like they have in some jails? And I hate to say that because then I have to admit that I do have experience with that, where the toilet is there and then right on top of it is the sink. It's all
Yes.
one unit. Okay.
Exactly. That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
AOC's a moron who doesn't even know what according to her, doesn't know what a fucking what was it? The garbage disposal. But yeah, I'm gonna trust her.
Well, according to sources, even CNN reported this. She never took the full tour anyway. She got into and seen the situation that she could turn perhaps to her benefit, make a big deal out of, and never left. She didn't take the full tour.
I refuse to believe that about that crazy wench.
And then even CNN admitted that they took the tour like a day or two after or before or something like that, and they did not see these conditions she's talking about. And
That's because she's an idiot. She doesn't know what she's talking about. It's I have to keep my mouth shut. I'm gonna get mad.
Yeah.
Let it happen, monkey.
She's just absolutely using these people, and I understand. I do. It's politics, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But you're lying. You're lying about the people who do the job down there, to get political points, so you can run around and go, "Hey, see, it is a concentration camp," because you're a fucking moron.
Yep. Yep. And heaven forbid that any of those ICE agents might want to take a selfie with her. Because
I'd have taken one with her.
The word is that's what set her off, because it was reported that she was screaming at the ICE agents.
I'd have recorded that shit.
And complained because they took her phone. Well, duh. You're in a secure area. Of course they took your phone.
Yeah.
You moron.
They're not going to let you walk in and start taking selfies, are they?
Well, that was your thing. They took our phone, but somebody passed this to me. Did you see that part? So they took our phone, but somebody passed me the shampoo they have to use to wash their hair and their bodies.
Oh, no.
You mean like everyone else has to do?
Yeah. Somebody else, and at the moment I forget who. In fact, I think it was SDA that retweeted it that showed one of those shower stalls.
Yeah.
It was just a single shower stall. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. I'm like, what are you trying to prove? Because they were trying to say that it was bad conditions.
Yes.
What? It's a shower stall. I don't understand.
I can explain it. She's a fucking moron.
I was like, geez, dude, my mom and dad used to have a property out in the country. And you know what we had for a shower out there? It was a wooden structure out in the middle of the woods with a hose run to it from a pump that was fed from a cold spring. That was our shower. Good grief.
Well, this is another one of those times. I mean, I don't know if you remember, what was the sheriff down there in Arizona? Sheriff Apio?
Yeah, something like that.
When he set up the tent cities and everybody, these conditions are horrible. He's like, these are literally U.S. military surplus tents.
Yep.
Exactly what our troops are using.
Better start paying respect to the friggin' troops, dickhead, because this is what they have to deal with.
Yep.
And you're telling us that this isn't good enough for prisoners? Really?
Exactly.
And troops had to live in those 6, 8 months
Yeah.
longer sometimes,
And
depending.
you think they got nice shower facilities in those
Yeah.
AOC?
Yeah.
You silly bitch.
Yeah,
Hey,
I've seen all the videos and stuff from Camp Bastion and the American one from Afghanistan. I've seen the
Yeah.
stalls that they have to shower in
Those aren't nice.
outdoors. And they got them camel spider things running around out there.
yeah.
No, thank you, sir.
Hey, Camel. No, I didn't. Only because I was never up there in the wintertime. My daughter, Mama Minnie, is in the chat and she says,
Hey.
and jugs of water warmed in the sun to wash her hair. She remembers. Exactly. We would take jugs of water, milk jugs, fill them with water, and set them out in the sun so they heated up over the day so we could wash ourselves with them. Take a jug bath.
Yeah, on my ship, you didn't even get a shower curtain.
Yeah.
You just had to shower.
And
in a
we
little
done
cubicle.
the same thing. At one point in our life, we lived in a house that for a short period of time, we were without water because the water pipes busted.
Mhm.
Or without water to the bathroom. So we had to do the same thing. Heat jugs of water, go in the tub, dump them over your head.
Yeah.
You
If
do
I
what you got.
I remember, being a kid, and it was just me and my mum, and sometimes we couldn't afford gas,
Yep.
to heat the water up, so she'd fill the kettle up, over and over and over again, and then obviously put some cold water in afterwards, and we have to bathe in that.
Yeah.
But
it's yes, Josephine, hush. I said wash. But yeah, showing a picture of a single shower stall, good grief. There's been plenty of times in my life I would have killed to have a shower stall like that.
Well, see, this just proves that this bitch is not the poor little Sandy from the block she's tried to portray herself as. Oh my God, single shower. So what? They don't have a spa in here. Where's the bubbles? Where's the bubble bath?
They don't have one of those hoofing walk-in shower things with the big curved glass doors and the power shower.
Yeah.
And the bathtub that's built into the floor, so you step into it with a corner on it. They don't have a corner bath.
Yeah.
She nice soft music playing. Yeah.
She would have died if she'd have lived in the house I lived in the first 10 years of my life. When I was a kid, we only moved once, and that was next door. But until I was 10, the house we lived in actually was a converted gas station. It looked like a regular house, but it had once upon a time been a gas station. The bathroom,
that's actually kind of cool.
The bathroom was all just one room. There was no tub, no stall, no nothing, with a rough cement floor with a drain in the middle of the bathroom floor. And there just happened to be a curtain that would pull across one part of it so you didn't get the toilet all wet when you took a shower. That's what I grew up on.
AOC is just some privileged gobshite, isn't she?
She is, yeah.
What is it? She couldn't figure out how to work the trash compactor or something.
She didn't even know what it was.
What? I mean, granted, you don't really see them in British households and that, but I'm pretty sure I could figure out how to use it within a couple minutes.
That bitch grew up in a suburb, man. She knew what a fucking garbage disposal was. She was just pretending that so she can be, look, I'm just like black people who are poor.
Well, some of us just have a bin that we have to empty every couple of days and then squash down ourselves and then shove it into a 10-gallon bin outside.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm poor as a church mouse, and I've got a garbage disposal. But
I kind of feel like I've got white privilege blooding over there.
Well, I probably had never even seen a garbage disposal until I was in my teen years. I sure didn't grow up with one. You just, back when I was a kid, you took that stuff and you threw it on your garden. You took the paper stuff out and you took your garbage and threw it on your garden to fertilize it.
No, she's a liar, is what she is.
She is. She's like, I'm going to lose some street cred here.
Yeah.
Mama Minnie talking about her military. Never visited a boot camp facility for military. We showered next to each other on a time limit and no walls around us. Cry me a river.
Yeah, pretty much, man. That's what it was like on ship. You got up, you with a towel around your waist. You took your wash bag. You had to climb up a ladder, walk through 2 compartments to get to the showers. Then usually wait if you didn't get up early enough. You'd have you'd have your shave. You'd brush your teeth. You then have to wait for somebody to get out of the shower, which granted they weren't in there for very long because the warm water only lasts so long
Yeah.
for that many lads, and people just stood there waiting for you to fucking hurry up and get washed. You get back out again. Just AOC's a ball bag. She really is.
She is.
She really is.
She's a lying moron.
She is, and besides that, she doesn't have the brains God give a pissant. So
That woman is fucking stupid. And I know I use that phrase a lot, but she is fucking stupid.
Yep.
Straight Sif Mel says, "Bear, it's not the same thing as a trash compactor." Well, what are you guys talking about?
garbage disposal.
Garbage disposal.
It's in one side of your sink. You put your garbage down it, and then you got a switch that you flip, and it chops it all up and washes it down the drain.
Not all your garbage. You put like your leftover foods and stuff in there.
Your food
Oh,
stuff.
we have food waste bins for that kind of thing. We have to recycle that shit.
Well, we're
It goes
Americans.
in
We
a
just
brown
chop
box.
that shit up and throw it in the sink.
Yeah, just wash it down the sink.
Do we have that in the UK? I've never seen that in the UK.
I don't know. You all are pretty backwards. You don't have air conditioning.
Well, we
Frickin'
certainly freaking need
barbarians.
it right now.
Daggum barbarians.
I actually took out our garbage disposal because I don't know why they'd put it in this house. We have a septic tank. Like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'd use one on a septic tank. No.
No, that's just filling up your tank, man.
Yeah. And have you ever been around a backed up septic tank? Not fun. Not fun.
I know what the it's like a blender and a sink. I know. I got confused. I thought they meant trash compactor. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the trash compactor in my house is actually Vanilla Bear. I know that sounds insane, doesn't it? If we fill up the black bin, that's where like general waste goes. Too much, I will put her. I'll get her in a fireman carry, and I'll lift her up on top of it, and she'll jump in it until it's all squashed. Because that's what you have to do. We don't have that kind of privileged equipment that you're talking about.
I have to address something. I apologize. This is over. I tweeted this out, right? The stream.
Right.
And there's a response to it. Says we should have had Dem and Republican congresspersons attend that tour. Then we wouldn't need to worry about these partisan suspicions. Sadly, those prison guards are going to prep themselves better to cover. Damn, can we at least agree that we should investigate AOC's claims? No. Fuck her. She's a lying idiot. I want to remind everyone, and please pay the fuck attention here. The only reason we're talking about any of it, is because pictures came out that were blamed on Bush that were from the fucking Obama administration.
Yep.
When nobody had a goddamn problem with it.
Yep. Where was all this outrage during Obama's 2 terms?
The pictures that are floating around now of you have the picture from above where you see the people with the aluminum foil blanket things.
Mm-hmm.
That was found out to be another one from fucking Obama's administration.
2015.
I was about to say, dude, because I mean, obviously, I'm a Brit, right? So I don't have full knowledge on this. But as far as I'm aware, there was a video that was circulating around a little while back, and it turned out to be during Obama's era. And it's
amazing how many of them do. Sorry.
And the room was like a warehouse size room, and they had 2 like very large cage areas. And on one side they had a bunch of adults, and on the other had a bunch of kids with the old fire blankets, And of course that turned out to be the Obama thing. Then another video popped up, and the facilities were specifically for the children. And they had rooms, and there were 2 per room. Then they had nice clean floors, nice clean beds with duvets. They had a playground for the children, and they were eating fairly well as well. They showed the dining room and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I'm led to believe that that's the current case at the moment.
Could be. I honestly, I don't know. I haven't been there. And it wouldn't surprise me that with the overcrowding and so forth, there's some questionable situations. But yeah, drinking out of toilets, no, not being fed, not getting medical care, no, that's all bull crap.
It is. They keep talking about the children who die at the border. No, but these kids are not dying from fucking mistreatment.
Do you know what the death toll is since October? I just read it today. 6.
Yeah.
6. Now, I'm sorry, maybe I seem cold-hearted, but that seems like a pretty acceptable number since October when we're talking about how many people in these camps?
Thousands a day are coming through.
And we don't know what they died of. There's a very good chance it could be an existing condition or some disease they brought with them.
Well, the one that they all freaked out about was a little girl who had a fucking heart condition.
Yeah.
And when she got here, they gave her fucking heart surgery. But she had just traveled across a fucking desert to get here.
Yep.
And she was too far gone, and they did everything they could for this poor kid, and she ended up dying. This is one I made a video about. I did a video about with Ilhan Omar talking about how horrible it was, the way they treated this girl. I'm like, go fuck yourselves. This probably killed the people who tried to help her. How dare you, bitch?
Yeah. I guarantee these people are getting better health care than I am, and they don't have to pay for it.
Fuck yeah. Well, somebody in chat just mentioned dehydration. Yes. You know what is really bad for you if you have a heart condition? Dehydration.
Yep.
And this poor girl, we're gonna save her by dragging her across a fucking desert. I'm sorry, I'm on.
No, you're fine. Maniac Man. Yes, CNN did go through along with other journalists, and they admitted they did not see the conditions that AOC talked about. Not only that, but there was also a group of Hispanic pastors, preachers and priests and whatnot that also done a tour of the facility at the same time and did not see the stuff that AOC was talking about. So yeah, it's just stupid.
It really is.
There's this kind of attitude that I'm seeing from kind of like lefty leaning type people on Twitter and stuff when it comes to this. It's like, oh, where else were they supposed to go? It's like, I was like, all right. Yeah, and then they're saying, they're running away from the cartels and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, well, you can't really prove that per person, but okay, we'll go for that then. But trying to say they've got nowhere else to go. There are other countries like because it's not just Mexicans, is it? It's Ecuadorians and it's what's the other
Guatemalans,
place? Guatemala, Hondurans. Yeah. Why are they not going to Costa Rica or I don't know, Brazil? I mean, I realize that it seems a bit out of the way, and they're trying to go up. What is it? The American pipeline, with it being the safest route or something.
Yeah.
Why not stop in Mexico?
Well, that's the thing. They're in Mexico. The picture of the two who died in the Rio Grande, the father and the little girl.
Mm-hmm.
The story from the mom. This is not. They weren't fleeing violence. They were fleeing bad economic conditions.
Yep.
Which, by the way, not a reason to seek asylum.
Yeah,
it's not. So many of these. That's what they're economic migrants, and that's why they're coming to the U.S. instead of stopping in Mexico, because even though Mexico has a shit ton of resources, it is a shithole of a country.
It is. It is.
You guys should really watch Razor, if you haven't seen it, Razor Fist video on the migration thing.
Yeah.
Whew.
And here's the thing, and I've mentioned it before on the stream. The whole immigration thing is not a new thing. It's been a deal since I was a little kid and before. It's been a hot button. It's not something new that just they want to portray it as Trump invented this. Like it just happened on Trump's watch. No, it didn't. But the thing that makes this different now, when I was a kid, it was all about, well, they're taking the jobs and this, that, and the other. Now, since 9/11, we've also got to worry about national security. You can't just let people through willy-nilly. And if you overwhelm the border like's being done, it's going to bottleneck it, and it's going to take time.
Just
don't forget,
Diesel Dave there mentioned saying Brazil's a shit show. Not as much as it was when I last went. It's improved dramatically since then, especially Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, as for how long this is going, don't forget, Reagan granted amnesty back in the 80s to try to fix this shit.
Yep, he did.
And we're
how do you fix this shit? I mean, does America go get involved in these other countries? Or do you act like the world police in this scenario? Do you spend the billions, maybe trillions, trying to fix their shit for them?
You
what?
Stop making it so fucking worth it to come here.
Yeah.
You tell Mexico when they pass out pamphlets to their people about how to get up here because their country's such a shithole, to go fuck themselves. You put fucking sanctions on them. You do what Trump did down there. We're gonna fucking put tariffs on you if you do not fix your shit.
Yep.
And everybody's like, he's gonna start and then Mexico folded like a cheap card, man. And oh wow, that actually worked. Yeah, that's what you do. You stop every goddamn one of the people on the stage the second night of the debate raised their hand and they said their universal health care would cover illegals.
Yep.
You think that's going to make people stop coming here?
I suppose having sanctuary cities also encourages it.
You stop giving them incentives to come here.
And here I sit, a full American citizen, born here. My family goes back for quite a few generations. And I don't get that kind of health care. I just got a bill yesterday from my recent surgery. I owed them $3,000. I can't pay that. That's just my part of it, Bear. The bill was over 40 grand.
Oh, what you need to do, go down to Mexico and then sneak back.
Yeah. They'll pay for it. And no, I'm not crying the blues. I'm just trying to point out the hypocrisy here. God.
Well, if you had a national health service, you wouldn't be having to fork out that amount of money.
Yeah, you could take the National Health Service and shove it up your British hind end.
Oh, we're on our way.
Well,
we're on our way to that.
Well,
don't worry.
I don't think it would work in America anyway.
It's not gonna.
Just because of your attitude towards it, but your attitude towards it's definitely a massive factor. But it's not something that we have to deal with here.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, the sheer number of people we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's loads of you. Not to mention 22 million illegal Mexicans wandering around.
It depends on what number you use. Anywhere from 11 to 40.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range, yeah.
And let's be honest, people. I mean, comparatively to the rest of the world, yes, the U.S. is a rich country, but it's still a finite amount of money.
No, a national health service wouldn't. It wouldn't work in America. Just as the NHS is beginning to fall apart over here now, truly fall apart now. The sheer amount of money it would cost, the amount of infrastructure that you'd need to put into place, it would be ridiculous. I think you'd probably lose a lot of medical staff as well because they wouldn't be being as paid as much.
Yeah, they're not getting the money they're accustomed to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you'd lose a lot of medical staff.
Yeah,
as well.
Doctors like my surgeon aren't going to be able to charge $40,000 for surgery.
Well, not just that. The sheer medicine is one of the largest employers in our country.
Yeah,
nurses, administrators, all of this stuff, and suddenly, like, look, the government's going to pay you $10,000 for that job. The one you went into massive debt to get into, because you knew you were going to be able to eventually make that back. No.
Yeah.
Here's a middle finger. Good luck. Yeah.
And I am sorry, guys. My body is betraying me today, so I'm going to have to
do you got to pee again.
I've already 35 minutes in, and I got to go. Good grief.
I'm going to get you one of those little things they give you in the hospital where you can just pee from the seat.
Yeah, I need a catheter.
A
No, I
commode?
don't, because I had one of those in my surgery, and taking it out was not fun.
Oh God, man. Sorry. Go, Bloodwin. Go pee before you pee yourself. When I had my last surgery, Bear, I woke up and they're
On a
like,
commode?
okay. No. I woke up and they're like, okay, we have to take out your catheter. I didn't even realize I had one.
Oh no.
And then she pulled and they're like, oh my God.
You know when you go into hospital and they should kind of give you a warning that you're going to need a catheter, and you should have a choice of the dick or the belly button.
I would still
you really
probably
should.
go with the dick because I don't want to be cut for it. But oh my God, warn me that that's going to happen. Because my first surgery, I'm sure they did that in that too, but they put it in and took it out while I was under, man. No, she's like, okay, we're going to take this out. I'm like, I hate you more than I've hated anyone in my life. What is wrong with you, woman? That is not how you treat that thing.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How much are nurses typically paid? We'll say first-year nurses typically paid in the average US hospital, would you say?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, the average wage.
I'm not sure. I think it's in the 25 to 30 range.
Okay. So about the same as ours then.
And again, that's a guess. I know I used to know this stuff, but it's one of those things that I learned for a reason, and it slips my brain because 17 to 20 is what I'm being told in chat.
Well, that's shit. That's even worse than us.
Well, you're talking first year. As you work your way up, I mean, in RN, man, they make bank.
Well, of course they do.
And that's what you're working for.
Yeah. Well, that first year, they're digging out like fuckers.
Catheters aren't that bad after the first 8 inches. Oh, man, that was one of the worst things. Of all the things I remember of my surgery and the after effects and stuff, I have trouble swallowing now because they fucked up my throat. And even that, I don't mind as much as that horrible memory of that bitch pulling that thing out of my wiener.
Oh my gosh! When they pulled my out, the nurse, and I liked the nurse. She was a nice young thing, but she gave me the okay on the count of 3, but yanked it at 2.
I didn't even get a countdown. That bitch just said, "Okay, we're gonna pull this out."
I about come off that bed and like, "Dadgum, that hurt."
Thank you, Sarah, for giving me a proper answer. I appreciate that. That's really good money, actually.
No, in all honesty, though, probably my problem these days is just a part of getting old. Prostate.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You are old.
I'm getting there. I'll be 60 my next birthday. How about
Damn,
that?
nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations on making it.
Yeah. There were plenty of people that wouldn't have gave good odds once upon a time that I'd even make 30, let alone 60. So.
Look, if you're a betting person, don't bet on me hitting 60.
Okay, so what's next? Well, I know this is kind of old news now, but
I have a thing for after.
Okay. I wanted to, but since I haven't streamed since it broke, I wanted to address it. The whole Andy No thing.
Oh, you're gonna make me rant again.
Oh, I know. It's because I need to rant.
Do it. Bring it on.
Ranting Bloodwing.
Yeah. Daggum, I made a long Twitter thread on how I felt about it when it broke. Look, whether or not he's a real journalist or not doesn't matter. Whether or not you think he deserves it doesn't matter. Whether or not you think he antagonizes people doesn't matter. Whether or not you like him as a person doesn't matter. The violence is still wrong. Nobody deserves that. And I would say the same thing if it was Christy Winters that got the crap beat out of her.
Yep.
Agree.
And then on Twitter, I see, and, normally I hide people, but dadgummit, Jeff and Mims, you're deflecting. They went all off on this. Well, he's a terrible person. And he antagonized it and he asked for it. And he just, You're not getting the point. We get it that he probably knew what he was getting into. Heck, he tweeted out the day before that he was afraid for himself going into it. That's not the point. The point is the violence is wrong. And if they don't get a handle on it, it's going to get out of hand. I spent my entire teenage years during the 1970s. And I mentioned this in the tweet, but I'll say it again now. You know, most people, all they remember of the 70s is long hair, drugs, rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
But did you realize that there were more people killed by homegrown terrorism during that decade than almost since the time since? It's only recently caught up. There were, I think the number was over 600 people killed in the decade of the 70s by homegrown terrorism. There were bombs. There were people killed in protests, and planes were hijacked, and it was constantly going on. And it was a scary, dark time. One of the darkest times in U.S. history. We forget that. And that's the kind of, if you don't get a handle on it, we're going to return to that kind of violence.
I tried to explain that to people actually a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
When they were trying to suggest that you guys were heading towards civil war. It's like, no, you ain't.
No, I don't think it's a civil war, but a big uptick in violence. Yeah, I can see that coming if they don't get a handle on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you know, Jeff and Mims, I love you guys, but you're deflecting. And I suspect, now this is just a suspicion on my part, just me spitballing. I suspect that it has a lot to do with it. It was right in their own backyard. Is why they were. Now, eventually Jeff did come out and say, well, he didn't deserve it. No, that was wrong and everything. But he's a terrible person. You know, I don't know anything about Andy No's content. I see him turn up in my timeline once in a while, but I don't follow him. I don't consume his content. It doesn't matter. God, what's wrong with people? And I finally had to unfollow one person who unfollowed me back. Don't care, because all they were tweeting was laughing at what happened to him, and even come out. Let me be clear. I have no sympathy for blah 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 blah. For these people. Well, then you don't have basic human sympathy then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most of us learn by the time we're 3 or 4 years old that that's not the way you behave. Okay, that's my rant. It's going to be bad for my blood pressure if I keep going.
I like it. Keep going.
It just amazes me how many people can see that and think that that's okay. And it wasn't just him, people. Let's not forget there were other people that were hurt. There's video footage of an old guy getting beat with a freaking crowbar. From that
They're up
same
in their game, aren't they, Antifa? They really are using heftier weapons.
They're allowed to. They've been emboldened because, especially there in Portland, nothing's happened to them for the shit they've done. Yeah, this has been going on for almost a year now in Portland. These shitbags just running through the city, being violent to everyone.
Mm.
And with what happened here with Andy, I don't know a lot about Andy. I know he works for Quillette.
Yeah. Contributes to Wall Street Journal once in a while.
Yeah. So I mean, he's not a legitimate reporter. Fuck off. Which of the people you follow writes for the fucking Wall Street Journal? Yeah. I read one of the articles because somebody was mad that what he wrote is going to cause violence. And what he wrote was he was challenging some of the reports. This was back in March. Some of the reports of gay people being attacked because there were two big stories that happened. One, this trans person claimed they'd been beaten, and all signs point to they passed out drunk and hit their head on the sidewalk. The other one, you guys probably saw the story of this, or at least the picture on Twitter. This gay woman who supposedly she was walking down the street with her girlfriend, and somebody pulled up beside her and threw something at her because they could tell somehow they knew they were lesbians and they really hate lesbians. and their glasses and everything, and then cutting the side of her face. There's no police report on any of this. They refused to talk about it, but they had no problem going out and telling the whole world it happened. So you had this panic of, oh my God, there's people running around targeting gay people in Portland. And Andy just looked into it like that. So far, look, there's no police reports on this shit. The actual injuries and everything, this is what the police themselves say it looks like happened. Being questioned about it because, again, no fucking police reports. And that's going to cause people to get hurt.
Yep.
No, what's going to cause people to get hurt is out there lying and spreading rumors that gay people need to be extra special careful because it's dangerous in Portland for gay people. Are you serious?
Yeah.
But then go ahead. I'm sorry.
The other thing that comes out is, well, there's people on the right that are killing people, and it's just retaliation.
Oh God!
It doesn't make it right on any side. I'm against that too. You know, when
it has nothing to do with what happened here.
Yeah, exactly.
Andy's not out there preaching for the alt-right. He's not out there preaching for Nazism. He's a goddamn gay Asian immigrant, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. You can't bring that up, though, apparently.
I know, because that's and look, I am making them own it. Anytime I see this stuff, anytime somebody argues against me, like, why do you hate gays and Asians?
Yeah.
Why do you hate them? I don't.
I do like using that kind of rhetoric against them. It's fun.
And it's true, because can you imagine if it was a conservative who beat up Andy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would definitely be racist then. It would definitely be homophobic then. Yeah. Whether it was or not, I don't think it'd make a difference.
The only reason anybody in our mainstream media has covered this at all, is because he's a journalist.
Yeah.
That's their line. They attacked a journalist.
Yeah, that's their whole angle of attack when they cover it.
They attacked a minority homosexual. What about that part of it?
Mm-hmm. You know, Antifa, defenders of people of color and the gayers and whatnot.
Right-wing BDSM guy, find me the people on the right who are killing people, please. I'd love to see it. The one instance that they keep coming back to is the woman that was run over in Charlottesville.
Yep.
There are more examples.
Well, no,
they are, but that's the one that they harp on the most.
Yeah. They've been harping on too. They have that, and then they bring up, well, what about New Zealand? Yeah. You show me how Andy's in any way responsible for what happened in New Zealand.
Look, I this is my position. I am just as much against Antifa as I am against Timothy McVeigh, and he was definitely right wing.
Yeah, by the way, Timothy McVeigh is included in the do you remember those terrorist statistics I always repeat?
Yeah.
The ones that are I forget which is it University of Maryland put it together. 219 kills from right-wing / nationalists / neo-Nazis on American soil. That is included in that.
Yeah. And you know, there's no way you can sugarcoat it. Timothy McVeigh was definitely right wing, but he killed a bunch of people. I'm not down with that at all, any more than I'm down with Antifa. It's all wrong. Violence is not the answer, folks.
Mm-hmm. Just because the right are better at killing people and because the left are hilariously incompetent doesn't mean we can't call out violence.
If they don't get a handle on it, Antifa is going to kill somebody.
Oh yeah, or someone's going to kill them.
Look, because I got to stop here because look, this you just mentioned, you know, they're not as good at doing it. That doesn't mean that they're not trying.
Oh, of course they're not trying.
The whole reason,
I agree.
The whole reason Antifa blew up in the public mind was because they were trying to burn Milo Yiannopoulos alive.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They set fire to the building they thought he was in.
Yeah. And they obviously did that with the mind that it would be more than just him in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had to account for that.
When you're hitting people in the head with metal, that is attempted murder, you dumb fucks.
Yeah, it is. You can kill someone a lot easier.
Yeah, you can punch someone, a single punch, and kill them if you hit them right or they land wrong.
I mentioned this on Twitter. I knew a guy who loved to fight, got banged out in a pub, went down, brain inflamed, 7 days later, dead. Had a friend, another friend, my friend's big brother, hit somebody, an old man when he was drunk, guy went down, dead.
Yeah, you don't swing crowbars and bike locks at people's head hoping to tickle them.
Mm-hmm.
It just, and if they don't get a handle on it, it's going to get bad again. Do I think there's going to be a civil war or a race war? No, I don't. And I have content on that if you care to look for it, on reasons why I don't think that will happen. But it can get a whole lot worse before it gets better.
No, it's not going to be a civil war because
Antifa haven't got any guns.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean,
well, I mean, they did try. Like, there was a thing in the news, wasn't there? In May, they were trying to establish some kind of deal with the cartels, which again, I find that hilarious. Like, just trying to imagine them trying to use those rifles, just like, oh, where's the safety catch?
Yeah, try to bring those cartels up here against our military. Good luck.
Yeah.
Well, they were trying to buy guns. They were trying to buy guns off them, not bring them.
Yeah. Either way, man. Either way, they have no.
How'd you make it go bang?
Which way do you hold it?
Where does the clip go in?
God.
They're morons.
What the magazine? Good housekeeping.
They're dangerous morons who've gotten lucky so far.
Yeah, they are.
And places like Portland cater to them. You know, the mayor just has his cops hang back and just let them do what they want to. And then the big thing now is the whole concrete milkshake thing. Well, there's no evidence that it was concrete. You know, we're hearing evidence on both. It doesn't matter whether it was concrete or not. They beat the crap out of people with dangerous weapons. Jesus. Quit focusing on it's just deflection. They're trying to get our focus on one thing and off the fact that it was dangerous violence. And that is the whole story. Not what kind of person Andy Ngo was, not whether he deserved it, not whether there was concrete in the milkshakes. That's not the story. The story is it's violence that's going to get out of hand, and it shouldn't happen.
Jolly Rogers Bilgewater says, why do you think a war won't happen? Because the scale. This is far more comparable to the football hooliganism violence that dominated soccer in England in the 1980s than an actual war scenario. This is much closer to that.
Yeah. One, if you're talking full-scale war, I mean, our military's unmatched. But if it got even close to that point, we'd send the National Guard in, and they'd kick the shit out of these little fuckers.
Antifa haven't got the numbers. They haven't got the weapons. They don't have the logistics. It's literally just all it is football hooliganism with a political ideology lapped on top of it. It's got Proud Boys versus fucking Antifa. That's all it is.
I've already mentioned the violence of the 70s. Go research it. Go look it up. If there was ever a time where it was possible that we go through another civil war, it was the 1970s, folks, and it didn't happen. It did not happen, and there's a lot of reasons why it didn't happen. So it's not going to happen now. I know everybody thinks that it's so terrible now, and there's so many things, and a lot of the younger people, oh, it's so god awful and everything. Jesus Christ, you don't even know how bad it can get. You don't know.
Oh, Joey Rogers Bilgewater, my bad. He says I'm not talking about Antifa. Well, I don't know who you could be referring to then. Like, what two sides could it be then? Because I don't really see any major threats kind of going up against each other. A lot of these fringe groups aren't even that big.
If you want some, just look at a map of the United States that shows where your Democratic and your Republican strongholds are. You see that huge swath of red through most of the country? Those are the gun owners.
Okay. Good luck. Have fun.
The original Civil War wasn't just some random people going, okay, we're going to go fight the government. It was the actual states broke away.
Yeah, exactly.
No state is talking about breaking away from the Union.
And it was a perfect storm. The only way that could have happened was exactly the way it happened.
Even California, as dumb as they fucking are, they're not going to vote to secede.
No. Where would they get their water?
Yeah.
Okay.
Send our troops in there in a minute and be like, this is ours again.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Okay. So
I have a thing.
Yeah, I was going to turn the floor over to Barrett.
Yeah. I don't think Antifa are a threat in terms of war. The only thing they cause is anarchy. I think the only thing they cause is property damage, really. Local councils having to buy new bins.
Yeah, they hate trash cans for some reason.
Mhm.
It's projection in my
Because
mind.
where their parents threw them away after they were born. They do cause some physical damage, and it's getting worse. And one of them's going to end up doing that to the wrong person and get fucking shot.
Oh yeah.
Oh
It
yeah.
nearly happened in Charlottesville.
Speaking of, thank you, Hey Dude 77 for the donation. Notice Antifa never shows up in a gun-friendly states.
Well, to be fair, they're all a bunch of leftists, and leftists don't live in red states like that. Like,
I was on the Ghost Poo podcast last night, but I had a lot of fun with the guys. By the way, thank you, Bear.
that's no problem.
And I mentioned then I live in a very red state. Indiana's very red, and BLM, another group. You don't hear much about them lately, but you know. They did try to hold a rally in Indianapolis a couple of years ago. Yeah, about a dozen people showed up and threw some rocks, and that was about it. They're like, no, these people got guns. No.
Hey, gentlemen, I know you got a story, but I have a horrible headache, Bear. Started at the end of my stream. I'm going to go lay down. Thanks for having me again, man.
No problem. No problem. Anytime, Monkey.
Always good to talk to you, Monkey.
I
Take
get
care,
the
guys.
headache, dude.
See you later, dude.
See ya.
See ya. Who the fuck was that?
Okay.
Not sure. Yeah, the thing that happened today. In fact, just started scratching. I need a drink before I start. Actually, actually, but I want to show you.
Okay.
I can't show you, but I'll turn my camera on. Can you see me? There we are. Don't know if you can see this, but I've started my anime collection. I've got like a shelving unit here.
You
my
did,
light novels and my models and stuff. Don't know how well you can see that. Yeah, you can see it fairly well on stream. It's small, but you know these things are expensive. They're very expensive things. So I've started. I have begun. I have a new model coming in about 5 weeks, I think it is. It's coming from Japan. But I just need to grab a drink.
Alrighty. And chat, how you doing? Are you being entertained? Aren't you being entertained? I love it how you guys like it when we get mad. Bad for our blood pressure, good for the sub count. So hope everybody's doing well. Looking out in chat, there's a delay. So yeah, Ebony was
to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
Yeah, Bear's on the road to being a full-blown waifu confirmed.
Yeah, I don't have a lot because these things are expensive, you know. Like models, and I mean I've got like loads of posters and stuff that I got from the anime convention I went to. I had like 10 Tokyo Ghoul posters in a mystery bag, and I'm like, well, I don't want to put them all up. I mean, I've got 2 posters, I've got 2 scrolls, and I've got a couple of models and stuff, and a couple of light novels. But yeah, anyway,
real quick, couple of chat posts I want to address, then we'll get to what you got. Jolly Rogers, Bilgewater, there's definitely leftists in our state, but luckily they're highly outnumbered. Yeah, they're in my state. They're mostly surrounding me. Actually, my city's blue, but the state is red. RJ Bansma, how long till Antifa goes to prison? It depends on where they pull the shenanigans. There's places they pull it now. I'm pretty sure they probably would go to prison. And Unholy Reaper, this is interesting, being the first time attending. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Welcome. All right, Barry, you have the floor, dude. What do you want to talk about?
Yes, and I will check my DMs after, Pat. I just been waiting ages to talk about this. My eldest school has not been receiving the funding that it should be for a long time, and today it made news, national news. You still shower, right? Of course I do. I'm not a weeaboo. I'm an otaku. And basically, the funding has become so bad for my eldest school that they've had to lay off some teachers. The kids that require one-to-one funding, which should be separate, by the way, it should be a completely separate thing, aren't getting it. This obviously includes physical and mentally disabled kids and stuff, including my stepson, who does require one-on-one. And remember Charlie? Charlie
Yeah.
also goes to the high school. He's not getting his one-to-one.
Well,
Yeah. Things are getting pretty bad at that school, and it's got so bad that they're now asking for the parents to contribute financially, and they're asking for £30 a pop,
Yep.
which doesn't make sense to me, because Vanilla Bear worked out like the amount of kids. I think it's like 750 kids go to the school, and if every single parent gave £30, it would only come out at like just shy of 23 grand.
right.
Now that's around the wage of one teacher for a year. If the mathematics is correct, I didn't actually work it out. But yeah, it's that does not bode well. The local council has not been managing money correctly, especially for the schools. And what gets me is that this particular school, there's a reason why I pushed for him to go to this one and not the one that's a lot closer. Like,
Right.
you know, the reason, like, well, why I struggle to get a job is because I have to drive all the way out to this place.
Right.
Because I pushed him to go there because they were very, 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 very good overall as a school, but even better with him being on the spectrum for a few things, you know, and
Right.
he's come a long, long, long way from where he was. And I mean that in many different ways. I'm not going to talk about his personal issues. And I'm like, right, okay, so they're going to have this like meeting with the parents. But I decided that I would write them an email, and my email initially was vicious with them. I was really harsh. I said to him, I was like, right, you know that class citizenship, right? You know, the one with the social justice and the brainwashing about abuse, and how you teach my kid that taking away his mobile phone or or not giving him pocket money every week is abuse. I was like, yeah, I was writing all that, right? And I was arse blasting. I basically effectively wrote a response video in this email.
Right.
To mentioning feminism, mentioning all that stuff. I was like, actually, I better not. Actually. So I deleted everything that I wrote and I started again. I said, right, okay, here's what I propose to you. Here's an idea if you want some ideas. Get rid of citizenship as a class. Just stop teaching it altogether. That should save you some money. I didn't explain the reasons why.
Yeah.
I did ask for the curriculum on that because it's about time I got my eyes on it. But I didn't explain why I wanted them to get away with it. I said, look, it's not, you know, a needed class. Let's get rid of it. And I also suggested a couple of other fundraising events as well, along with, maybe have like a village fair fete kind of deal, like summer's approaching. Why not do something like that? That's always a good fundraiser thing. I suggested that, with them having teachers, maybe those teachers could muck in, dig deep and maybe run some classes for adults after school or something. And perhaps the adults and or parents could pay the school a fee to do these courses, whether it's like basic PC knowledge or something like that, And I put a couple of other suggestions in there, and I hope that they have a read through that. But I will be going to this meeting whenever it is.
Well, yeah.
But I'm actually really disgusted. The local council, man, just badly mismanaging the money to the point of where there are now, I don't know, 4 or 5 teachers, career teachers who are now jobless because of it. And the strong possibility of the school going down the pan, and 750 kids having to go to crap schools, which means my son would have to go to that awful school that god awful school where there is rampant bullying and the teachers don't give a shit and they don't do fuck all about it. And I'm not having that. Right. I was like, right, he's not going to that school. I'm not having it. I won't having it, mate.
Yeah. I mean, it seems kind of odd to me because here where I live, you know, I know things are different over there than they are here. But the local schools are paid for by the township, which we pay for with taxes. Now, if they need extra money, they have fundraisers. You know, they'll sell popcorn or they'll sell candy or what have you, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I've ever seen them come out and say, "We need extra money. Please give us more money."
Yeah, if I've only ever seen one case of that from stateside, and I think it might have been a blue state. It was a piece of news. We had it on Ghost Poo, and some school was asking for money to do for stationery or something like that. But yeah, I made a bunch of suggestions. You know, somebody mentioned community rummage sales. Yeah, bric-a-brac stuff, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, bullies make you tougher. Not when your kid's on the spectrum. It fucking doesn't.
And yeah, I mean, even my two granddaughters that I take to school during the school year, they go to what we call a charter school, which is kind of like a private school. You know, it's outside of the township. It's privately run, privately owned. It's just not exclusive, you know, onto who can go there. And so it heavily depends on donations and stuff. But they have fundraisers and so forth that help pay for that.
Yeah.
It's just kind of odd for me and my American mind for a school to come out and say, "We need money. Can you please send us some money?"
Yeah. I made a bunch of suggestions. Some of them were a little bit out there, to be honest with you. But our eldest has had a fight and they have left him alone. Yeah, but that shit wouldn't happen in the other school, woman. You know that. All right, he'd get battered. All right, and then the shit would start. And we would have our hands fucking full. And I tell you what, we'd all, and like Alfie would end up suffering for it. But yeah, Vanilla Bear's there in the chat, and I've already said this to her. I'm not going to do a fundraiser on YouTube for it. I don't think it's not right for me to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, with Charlie, I could get Charlie and his mum on camera to show everybody who he is, what's wrong with him, have his mum explain it, have Charlie actually speak to you, and you know, I could actually show you, you know, the results. With this, it's a school that I couldn't show you. I couldn't tell you the name of the school, and like, I don't expect people like my subscriber base to have trust in them to manage that money correctly. So I wouldn't have a fundraiser account. I'm not doxing my kids. It's as simple as.
Yeah.
It's as simple as.
Yep. I get you. I've sure had my share of run-ins with the school system as my kids were growing up. Trust me. For reasons I won't go completely into now, but yeah.
Trust me, with my eldest, if he was to be bullied, right, he would not be able to hack it. It would make him tougher, all right? And even if he did explode into a fit of rage, he wouldn't be able to handle it.
But yeah, and
it wouldn't be good. Trust me, it would have long-reaching effects.
I was heavily bullied as a kid because I was scrawny, big-eared, ears way too big for my body when I was younger. Trust me, I looked like a spider monkey in old pictures. I'm not joking. and it made me who I am today. However, my sister has cerebral palsy. Okay. And because of that, she's not, I wouldn't call her full-blown retarded, but she's a little slower than everybody. She graduated high school with honors, but she did graduate later than she would have had she been normal. And she was bullied, and boy, did I get in a lot of fights in defending her. Bullying for her wouldn't have worked the same thing as it would have for me. You know, so yeah, I get it. I do absolutely get it. Not that we protected her. Oh God, our family thought we were so mean to my sister. because, you know, we wouldn't run to her every need. We made her do things on her own and figure things out on her own, because we knew that she was going to have to grow up and deal with the real world, you know, once upon a time.
Yeah.
I remember my grandmother thought we were the worst thing in the world one time because she fell off of her bicycle and skinned her knee. And my sister had a tendency to really overblow it, just scream bloody murder like she was dying when something like that would happen. And we just kind of looked at her and like, yeah, shake it off, get up, rub some dirt on it.
Yeah.
And my grandmother just, that's just so cold and it's so cruel. And Mammy, she's going to have to deal with it when she gets older. You know, we're not going to be here forever.
Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it?
And now she's a well-adjusted adult, highly respected by anybody that comes in contact with her. Toughest human being I know, bar none. Bar none. She's tough. Grandkids of her own, raised kids of her own. So, and I'd like to think it's because of the way she was raised. You know, stand on her own 2 feet, so to speak. But yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, with my eldest, I mean, I've obviously taken various steps to toughen the boy up, as much as you can for a kid like him with his learning difficulties and whatnot. He has had a couple of run-ins with bullies at this particular school, and he has handled them fairly well considering. It didn't result in what I thought it was going to at the time. But yeah, that's not what we're here to discuss. All right. We're here to discuss the fact that the school is being badly mismanaged. It's like they're letting one of the young guns fucking manage the finances for the friggin' thing.
It might be. You don't know. It might be. No, I feel for you. I don't know what to tell you there, bud. It just, yeah, I just can't see how a school can get to the point where they're literally publicly begging for donations.
Yeah, I know. It kind of like threw me off. I was just like, what are you doing? This school pisses me off, Bloodwing. It really does. Right. As good as they are, as with their structure and the way that they do things and the way that they kind of push towards like careers and things. Oh, that first freaking time I went in there for parents' evening and I saw the LGBT flag made out of post-it notes on the wall. And I was like, okay, all right, I can deal with this. And I wandered up to it and there were little messages scrawled on them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what is it? What does this say? What are these? What the kids been writing on these? Tolerance towards Islam.
Oh. On a pride flag.
Have you ever seen me actually physically spurg out before?
I have, but you know.
Now imagine I'm trying to hold that in.
You know, I have, but I know you well, and we've had a lot of conversations behind the scenes. So, but
yeah, I stood there gritting my teeth, eyes gone crossed, legs gone crossed, hands facing outwards, just everything's twisting. Don't say anything. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, it's tough. School systems all over are a joke. You know, it's a joke. It really is.
It is funny as well because I sat down with one of his teachers, his IT teacher, and somehow the topic of feminism came up, and Vanilla Bear mentioned that I'm an anti-feminist, and he called me Victorian. And you know when you're sat there and somebody's just said something to you and your mouth is just a little bit open, not shocked open, but open like I'm gonna bite you open. Like and you're looking at you're looking at him just giving him the dirtiest look. That's how I was. I was just sat there like I'm gonna bite you.
Hey, P Dog. Yeah. Anyway, do we have time for one more subject at least?
I think we do.
I think we do.
We've still
Yeah,
got 45 minutes left of the stream.
it was just one more thing that I wanted to be sure to cover on the stream before we went away. And as you know, coming up very soon. In fact, we'll be streaming on Thursday on the 4th of July, which is a big deal here in the United States. It's one of our big,
National Traitors Day. Yeah.
National Kick the Redcoats Out Day. Right. And
Do you like the color red though?
I do. That's my favorite color.
I'll get you a coat.
Yeah, red is my favorite color. It's my mom's favorite color too, and that's the truth. I'm not telling some joke.
I like the color red. I also quite like blue as well.
But there's been a recent thing that's popped up that just sticks in my craw. I guess Nike was making a set of sneakers that had the Betsy Ross flag on it. Now, for those of you,
yeah, I heard something about this today. Sorry, carry on. Sorry.
Those of you that not in the know, the Betsy Ross flag is that old flag that we flew during the Revolution that had the 13 stars in a circle on the field of blue, representative of that time frame of the Revolutionary War. In fact, it is a protected symbol of the sons of the American Revolution. Yeah, they backed off and canceled it. Why? Because Colin Kaepernick said that it was offensive to him and other people. Now, just let that soak in. This symbol of our revolution is offensive. Why? Because somehow because it was during a time when there was slavery in the United States. So therefore it's offensive. This is the same Colin Kaepernick that started the whole kneel during the national anthem in NFL games things. You know, which it was pretty well. There's a lot of evidence that says this was pretty well he done because he wanted a raise more than it was socio-political, which backfired on him because he hasn't had an NFL job since and refuses to go play in the Canadian League because he's too good for that. I've seen someone say, well, it's not real on Twitter. I won't mention their name. It's not real American flag. It's a Betsy Ross flag. Excuse me, but it is an American flag. Is it the current American flag? No.
I know who he's talking about.
Yeah, it is still an American flag. You know, the American flag is only changed as we've added states. That's the only reason it's changed, because each of those stars in the field of blue represent each of the states in the Union. So as we've added states, they added more stars to where we're at now with the current field of 50 stars. Here's what I want to do. Here's what I want to do. And this is specifically to my Americans out there that are listening, but the rest of you can participate too if you're brave enough. Come this 4th of July on Thursday. I'm
not going to be here for that, by the way.
Okay, well.
I'm going to be trying to scoop tea at Boston Harbor.
Suit yourself. Be that way, Mr. Petty.
I will be there.
Here's what I want you all to do, especially Americans, but even those like Bear who are brave enough. I want you on 4th of July, find the most patriotic, the most red, white, and blue clothing that you can find to wear that day and just trigger them all. Just trigger them all. Ex-Bobo Hotep, I work on 4th of July. Sorry to hear that, bud. You know, yeah. So yeah, let's see just how many of those snowflakes we can trigger by wearing the most red, white, and blue that we can manage that's in our closet. Just the most patriotic stuff that you can find, put it on, and wander around.
On a serious note, I will be spending the 4th of July praying and hoping that my nan survives until Friday.
Yeah, I get that.
as it's her 100th birthday on Friday. So I would hate if she was to pass away the day before, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know. Have fun. Trigger the pants out off of people. People have a good day as well. Good family barbecue with some fireworks.
Yeah. I mean, come on. The 4th of July, that's what it's all about, is celebrating the day we decided to be a free country.
I get my American flag out. I don't know where I put it, though. It's not a proper flag, though. Like, it's not material like the, you know, it's
well, you should fly it anyway to show your support for the traitors.
It's one of those, like, you know what I mean? They're what crappy plastic ones, you know, that you can buy off of Amazon for cheap. You know, I have to find it though.
Jolly Rogers Bilgewater says, I have red, white, and blue boxers and a do-rag. That's all I'm wearing on the port. Well, try not to get arrested, dude. for not wearing enough clothes. Mama Minnie says, I work the fort too, but you bet your bottom I will be red, white, and blue. U.S. Exactly. And because that's what the 4th is about. It's a celebration of our country. And if we can't wear the red, white, and blue and fly the red, white, and blue, gosh, it just defeats the whole purpose. If you're going to get offended because you see an American flag, gosh,
I think maybe you should avoid Twitter on Thursday.
Probably.
I feel like your heart's going to give out, dude.
I can see it now. You know, the snowflakes are going to be on there bashing the country, you know, the United States. And trust me, I know my country's not perfect, but I can't think of another one I'd want to live in. I can't. You know, I love my country.
It's the only country I'd consider emigrating to anyway.
Yeah. You know, and I'm a very patriotic person. I mentioned before, even during a football game, and they're playing the national anthem before the game. All my grandkids and kids know, and J kids the same way, that you get quiet and you show it respect until it's over, and then you can talk again. You know, it's just if you're going to be triggered at the American flag, and I don't care what period it's from, it's still the American flag. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's just semantics to say that that's not an American flag. It's the Betsy Ross. Well, it once was the flag of our country, and that's what matters. That still makes it an American flag. It just celebrated a different time period. That's all. But if you're going to be triggered by that, I have to wonder, you're going to be triggered all the time.
Yeah.
I can sit here in my home and just look out the windows, not even leave my house, look out the windows. And I guarantee you, I can see at least 6 American flags flying and at least 1 Confederate flag.
Well, I hope that all the Americans here have a nice day, have some nice barbecue.
Yeah.
I mean, because you have to barbecue.
Well, that's part of the whole, you know.
I'm sure it's the law.
Yeah.
And some fireworks.
Oh, shoot. They've already started here.
But be careful. Be careful with fireworks.
We've had this discussion before. You know, I live in a redneck ghetto.
Oh, yeah. They don't have fireworks in your neighborhood. They just use shotguns.
The fireworks started 2 weeks ago, Bear. And it's been every night. You know, my wife works nights, and so she kind of sleeps in the late afternoon, early evening. And as soon as the sun goes down, it starts with ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. It's been that way for 2 weeks. And it'll be that way for 2 weeks after the 4th. But
awesome. Yeah. Barbecue, fireworks, shotgun fire.
Yeah, I just that's all I got. I just wanted to say, screw you, Colin Kaepernick, you disingenuous piece of garbage waste of oxygen. You know, screw you.
Well, I don't get what his problem is. I mean, here's a guy who's presumably a millionaire.
He's trying to stay in the public consciousness. He's no longer allowed to play. Well, he is allowed to play in the NFL. He just doesn't want to take the position he has. He thinks he's a starting quarterback because he was once upon a time for the San Francisco 49ers, but he's not. His
when he was younger.
his play level is a backup quarterback at best, more a third string. He's not that. He really is not that good. I know my football, and his skill set just isn't going to make it in today's NFL.
I don't get people like that, Bloodwing. I really don't, especially the millionaire celebrities that say like that have to virtue signal around this time of year for virtue points. It's like, well, if you don't like living in America and having all that money, give me your money and your house and your citizenship, and you can come live in the northern council estate in England and enjoy the lack of opportunity where I live.
Yeah, we've all heard the term the American dream. And the thing about the American dream is it's not a guarantee that you're going to do well and be rich. What it is a guarantee that you will have all the freedoms to succeed and make the best out of your life. You have the opportunity. And here you have a black fella, if you will, that makes more money than I will ever see in my lifetime.
His skin tone is the same as mine.
Because of the freedoms that he has because of this country, but he hates the American flag because of what it stands for.
He's clearly oppressed, isn't he?
Yeah, what it stands for, Bubba, is the freedom to make the kind of money that you've made.
He's so oppressed as a black American that he became a football star.
Yeah,
and was able to use his platform to constantly virtue signal and make millions and get a deal with Nike. And probably lives in a big mansion, probably in a gated kind of area. If his mansion itself isn't gated off, of course.
I guarantee he does not live with the common folk.
Yeah, incredibly oppressed individual there. Very, very oppressed. Give me your money.
Yeah.
I should just jack him.
Brad Young says, but he has the magic afro. He does have quite the afro. He does.
He does. It's got right boof on, isn't he?
Yeah. So yeah, I can't think of another thing that I want to rant on today.
I do.
Okay. Well,
do you remember before the stream started, I told you I was running a test with the YouTube demonetization?
I do, yes.
You may recall me uploading a video that's 2 minutes and 32 seconds long of me literally saying, I like pie, I like pie, I like pie, I like pie, and singing variations of different songs, but with the lyrics, I like pie.
Exactly. Real quick, thank you, X Bubba Hotep, for the donation. Have some American capitalism.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. It's been demonetized. And it's got, all it is, it's a black video. Like I turned the camera off. There's no visual content. And I will grab the story in a minute, Pat. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. The video is just, there's no visual content. I turned the camera off. I recorded it in OBS. All it is an audio of me going, I like pie, I like pie, 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 pie. And it's 2 minutes and 32 seconds. There, it has I like pie as the title. The description says I like pie, nothing else, and there's no tags. And it's been hit by the yellow bot of doom.
Yeah.
I
wish I could say I'm surprised, but I'm not. YouTube swears up and down that they don't single out certain channels for, being watched, that there's not some kind of blacklist that goes on, but yeah.
Yep, the video is just me going, pie, 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 amazing pie, how pie, that pie.
I still say you ought to make it public. It would probably be your most watched video ever.
Well, it won't because it's been demonetized. And I will grab the story off of.
And while you're doing that, believe it or not, this is a twofer. I got to go back to the bathroom.
It's good. I'll talk to the chat about being demonetized over pie. I'm not giving you guys the link to the video. I'm not giving you guys the link to the video. And it's literally me just going pie, 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 put pie in my mouth, pie, 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 and pie. At the end of the video is me going, right, okay, let's see how long I can say pie for. Pie! And then I say pie for about 25 seconds. It's just, oh my God. In all fairness, would you pay to put an ad on 2 minutes of someone saying I like pie? Well, it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter because there's plenty of content out there that is far worse than the video that I put up of me just saying I like pie that have ads on, you know. And it's not as if the advertiser gets to see the video before then deciding to put their ads on it, you know. No, you're not seeing the video, guys. You're not seeing the video, but you can go see a screenshot of it, which I just linked in the chat there. But it is a wonderful day for pie. Every day's a wonderful day for pie. Every day. And I hope all you Americans will have apple pie on Thursday because, well, I mean, I can't think of many things that are more American than apple pie. Maniac Man there saying he loves pie. But who doesn't? I remember Suit uploading a vid of him just petting a kitten, demonetized. Yeah. It's good to know that I'm on some sort of list. At least it's not a sex offenders list. Oh dear. I mean, all I've done is gone pie, 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 and that's not monetizable. It's and there are videos that are on YouTube that are far like less in terms of content. I mean, there are videos on YouTube 10 hours of red, no like audio content, and they have views and they're monetized. And there are videos that are 10 hours of a black screen. You know, it's just oh my god.
And I'm back.
He's back. I don't know why YouTube doesn't swing its giant dick and say, "Oh, you don't want to advertise to the most people in one place." Basically, I guess I'm on the list. I'm on the list, Bloodwing.
I think I was at least once upon a time, because back a couple of years ago when I was first doing the NFL streams, which, a reminder, the plan is to bring those back this season. So if you like NFL, be on the lookout for that.
That gives me a break on Saturdays then.
Back when I was first doing those, all we talked about was football. We didn't talk any politics. In fact, I set down the rule for the stream and people in the chat: no politics. This is NFL only. And they would get demonetized.
Yeah, stupid. It is stupid. But your boy Pat sent me an article to go through, Bloodwing.
Yep.
It's from Fox News. A woman wearing see-through top kicked off plane for disruptive behavior. I was in shock. A woman was kicked off a flight after passengers complained about her revealing outfit. And of course, that was only women complaining about it. Literally no men, unless she was morbidly obese. But the airline says it was her behavior, not her outfit, that got her in trouble. The woman reportedly became disruptive after being asked to change her top, which other passengers on the EasyJet flight found too revealing. While the woman agreed to wear a new top provided by the airline, witnesses said she continued to act in a disruptive manner. Harriet Osborne was originally wearing a sheer top, which left her nipples clearly visible. Other passengers on the flight from Malaga, Spain to London, these were Brits. Now it makes sense. Complained to the flight crew about the outfit, and the woman was offered an additional top to wear, which she reportedly obliged. But Osborne apparently continued to act disruptive towards a member of the crew, leading to her being removed from the flight. EasyJet says that had she had not behaved, good English there, Fox, by the way, not behaved in that manner, she would have been allowed to travel. I was actually threatened to be kicked off a flight once for being too loud and sweary. A spokesperson for EasyJet told Fox News, "We can confirm that a passenger traveling from Malaga to Stansted on 23rd of June was unable to travel due to behaving disruptively following concerns about her clothing. Crew politely requested that the customer wear an additional top for the flight, which the customer agreed to. However, she then proceeded to act disruptively." Yeah, well, I mean, these are Brits that are coming back off holiday from Malaga, and you're surprised. The crews that have to deal with these people have dealt with much worse. I promise you.
Oh yeah,
I promise you, especially from Brits, because we get a bit rowdy on holiday flights.
Yeah. Cynical Lindsay, cheese nips are quite tasty. Hey, I know. I like Cheez-Its too. And I don't know if they have those over there, Bear, but cheese nips are just cheese flavored crackers.
Oh, okay. There's actually a bit at the end here.
Okay.
When I tried to get back on, she turned to the ground crew and said, "She's not coming on my plane. I'm not coming on your plane, Bloodwing." I was escorted away from the aircraft, Osborne continued. I was in shock. It was so sexist. I just burst out crying. She's probably from Essex. We had to walk back through the terminal where Spanish police stopped to question us. They were baffled when I told them why we'd been kicked off. Oh dear. Well, it is EasyJet, so could have been worse. Could have been Ryanair.
Pat says they had a picture of her on one of the articles. Was she even worth looking at?
There was no picture.
There
was no picture. So
yeah, let me know, Pat. You've seen the picture. Just put it in chat. Type in chat. Was she even worth? Because unfortunately, a lot of the times when situations like that arise, it's really not somebody that I want to see like that. Like, no.
Oh, I bet she was bright orange as well.
But whether we agree with it or not, things like airlines, they have dress codes, and that is their rules. And if you don't want to follow the rules, then don't fly their airline. I mean, simple as that.
To be fair, though, I promise you, they probably bought a holiday package. The type that working class people will go to the travel agents to get, and you don't really get to choose who you fly with,
right?
In those packages.
Yeah, but most of them are going to have similar dress codes.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean, her nipples were showing. It's not an unreasonable request in my mind.
Not really, no. She was just in my mind, it wasn't even really about that. She was just a bad actor. She was going to cause a scene regardless.
Yeah. You know what? If the flight crew, instead of asking her politely, they should have just broke out the duct tape, some black, Harry Black maskers, and just rip off a bit and just slap her in the titty with them. So you work for the FCC.
Yeah.
So there you go. You've been censored. I like that one episode from Family Guy. There you are. Let's see what her reaction to that would be.
What? It's sexual assault.
It's not. It's censoring. Come on, we're British. That's what we do best.
Yeah.
They should probably go, oh, yeah, fair enough. Oh, dear. There is a pic of her in the article. No, there weren't. No, there wasn't. No, there weren't. I know, because I saw. I looked. I saw. I used my eyeballs. I have glasses on, so you can't say I didn't see it.
Yeah. There's been some conversation in the chat about doggos and how they react to fireworks. Yeah, most dogs don't like the fireworks. They don't.
Yeah.
Most dogs that I've had don't even like thunderstorms, let alone fireworks. And especially the way they are here. When I say they've been firing off fireworks for 2 weeks now, I'm not talking about some sparklers and a couple of Black Cats or M80s. We're talking professional fireworks being shot off from people's backyard. Not a joke.
I can believe it.
I was hearing a lot of boom, and I was concerned because my wife had just laid down to sleep. And I thought, man, she's not going to be able to sleep through that. So I got up to go look and looked out my kitchen window, and it was coming from the backyard of a house, 3 houses across from me. A new family had just moved in there recently, and I can look straight across the field next to my house and see them very clearly. So it was close.
Yeah, I mean, I hate Eve. Well, I mean, in the UK, we obviously have bonfire night. We have loads of fireworks, and of course, there's a huge build up to it that lasts about 2 weeks, and that goes on for about a week afterwards. And it sounds like Afghanistan's happening outside my freaking house. When I have to have the dog with me in my freaking office.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. It really is.
But hey, I get it. I just wish they knew when to quit, because this was like getting pretty late at night.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's not that they shoot them off here. It's they'll still be shooting them off at midnight. I was like, come on, give it a rest.
Yeah, my dog barks his head off. Plus, my eldest isn't particularly good with sudden loud noises like that. So,
sorry about that, folks. I was telling Bear and Monkey before the stream. I woke up with a little bit of chest congestion today. I hope I'm not getting one of them stupid summer colds, because God, they're the worst.
yeah, so snotty.
I hate having a cold or flu anyway, but the ones in the summer are just the worst. So I hope it's not that. Maybe it's just allergies, I hope. But apologize. You're probably going to hear me hack a little bit.
Pat sent me an article with pictures of her. She's all right, actually. She's actually all right. I bet she's from Essex.
Yeah.
She looks like she's from Essex. So I'd still smash, though.
I don't know. Have her smile and let's see what them teeth are like.
I guarantee they are huge and pearly white. Because, you know, our dentistry isn't as bad as what you people seem to think that is. And I've been to America. I've seen the state of some of y'all. And some of you need to sort out your teeth as well.
Yeah, well, it's still funny, says the guy that has 7 of his own real teeth left.
There you go. There she is.
Hold on. Let me get over there and we'll screen share that.
I'd ruin her.
Not too bad. Not too bad. A little bit too much of the collagen going on the lips there, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I'm really not a fan of that. Makes it look fake. I know people like the pouty look, but you know, let's come on.
Yeah, I'd still smash her back doors in though.
Yeah. Not too bad.
I'd have to choke her a little bit, you know. Throw her around. Oh, thank you, Pat. I appreciate it. I did appreciate it. Go down and get demonetized. That is because everyone in Essex has their teeth whitened. That is true. That is true.
Yeah, Mama Minnie says more than I got left, Dad. Yeah, it's true, baby. Mama Minnie was cursed. It's the family curse. Her brother's the same way, and so's her sister. Unfortunately, we're not known for good teeth, and she had them all come out after the Savoy truffle. Let's see who gets that reference.
Well, I'm not going to get that reference.
Well, I'll give it a minute to see if anybody gets the reference, and then if they don't, then I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
But
what else has been going on today? I mean, I uploaded Friday's Lord Bear video this morning. So that'll be coming out fairly early, British time. I have made and uploaded another video to Irate Alex that I'm going to release. Oh, I don't even know if I should release it really after the stream, because my newest Irate Bear video has been monetized. Mind you, it'll probably still be friggin' suppressed anyway. Yeah. It's annoying.
Thank you, Ben Snyder. Somebody finally got it. Savoy Truffle, the song. Yes, thank you. Savoy Truffle was an old Beatles song, and it was about dentistry, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'll have to have them all come out after the Savoy Truffle, was the line.
Okay. Brad Young, who says, where is he? Yeah, now I have Pie of the Valkyrie stuck in my head.
Dun, 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 pie, 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 pie.
Yeah, get ya.
Oh, I love our chat.
So do I.
Best chat.
What is the crack with your Machinima series?
What is the crack?
Yeah, what's happening with it? What's next?
Well, episode 5 will be this Sunday. Pretty soon we'll be getting out of the part that you would consider the because we're still in what's more or less the training mission, teaching you how to play the game.
Okay.
So we'll get into more interesting things. Also, as I've already mentioned before, dummy me finally realized that I was set on the lowest graphic setting, and it makes a huge difference once I set it back up. So here, after probably a couple of episodes, once we run through the footage I've already recorded, we'll be into some better looking footage. Plus, I've also discovered how to do some other things that will make for some good situations, like figured out how to actually go into my ship onto the bridge and explore the ship, go down to engineering and talk to people and all kinds of. So yeah, a lot of opportunities with that coming up.
I had been considering trying another Machinima series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had been considering it because you're obviously doing yours, and it kind of inspired me to retry it because I tried it with 7 Days to Die,
Yeah.
and I tried it with Fallout, didn't I? As a Lord Bear Machinima.
Well, I think it could work if you find the right game. Not
It doesn't necessarily have to be a game either.
yeah.
Well, it kind of does with it being a Machinima, but you know what I mean. I'm sure that I could technically abridge anything I wanted to.
And I am encouraged. Thank you, everybody that is a fan that's been following it and watching. My views for this last episode are up than from what they were. But you know what? I have such fun doing it. Not only do I have fun playing the game, and I do. I enjoy playing Star Trek Online. But I have fun making the videos and especially the voice work I've mentioned before that I have to shut my mic off all the time because I get to laughing at myself. But I would probably do it even if it wasn't very popular at all. I just enjoy it, but I do hope it gets popular.
I hope it does as well, mate.
Yeah. So yeah, there are some better things coming, and as you and I talked about before the stream, I promise to try to get better with the thumbnails because I suck at thumbnails, folks. In case you haven't noticed, I really suck at thumbnails.
Yeah, if I ever do another Machinima series, I'm going to plan it out properly this time. A full plot storyboard. I'd also like to upgrade my editing software for visuals and audio.
Now, one thing I am thinking about, I was thinking about it last night because I was playing the game last night. Because, folks, Billy Joe Bob is not my only character on Star Trek Online. I have other characters. If you know me, if J Kid was here, he could tell you I am an altaholic. Any game I ever play, especially an MMO, I'm making as many characters as the game will allow. That's what I do. I like making new characters. And so, I play ahead to see what I'm in store for. I've got a character that's set up just like Billy Joe Bob, and so that I can play ahead and see what kind of things he's in store for, so I can get that planned out. But I was thinking that there might be a time sometime in the near future that if any of you do also play the game, I might offer a chance to play with Billy Joe Bob and be featured in an episode.
There you go.
So, yeah, there might be that. We'll see how that. I'm not sure really how to pull that off, but we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah. Of course, all my alts are female characters because if I'm going to play a game, I want to look at something that's a little more enjoyable than the backside of some dude to look at.
Of course. Oh, I really need to go to the toilet.
Oh, do you need to go now, or can you wait the 10 minutes we have?
I'm holding on.
Oh,
I'm holding on. Jesus, hold my hand.
That dude isn't turtling, is it?
It's getting there.
Stay tuned, folks. We might hear Irate Bear poop himself right here on stream.
It's not going to happen. But I'm going to start pacing. So,
Gonna start pacing, huh?
Yeah.
Brad Young says the old man bladder is contagious.
It's not the bladder, it's the bowel.
Yeah, that's what I was getting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're down to 10 minutes left of the stream. Chat, it's question time.
It is question time.
Yeah, ask anything you want. Of course, a lot of you might already know as much as you think you want to know about us. But I do also know I've got a few extra subscribers. I told Bear and the rest of the GPP crew last night that I got 1 subscriber out of that stream. I checked it this morning. I got about 10 after all was said and done. So there's a few new people out there.
I did show you again this morning.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Diesel Dave, I'm not sure. I don't think so that it's cross-platform compatible. I don't think so. I think it's PC only, but I could be wrong on that. I don't know. James R.A. Woodwright, do you know any good American news websites that have world news sections doing arrest? I don't really, not any one site. What I do is go into our search engine and just type in news. I mean, I know that's just over simple. Plus, Google has a page that is like a collection of all the top news of the day.
Yeah, Google has its own news aggregator called Google News.
So I'll pull that up. And they do, believe it or not, even feature Fox News and other right-wing. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they tend to feature, like they usually like they'll have a line that says, Brexit or Trump, and then they'll have like a full list of different outlets that are covering the particular story.
RJ Bansmus is asks if I'm looking forward to Daytona this weekend. Yeah. I'm gonna try to catch it. Watching TV in my house is a bit of a trick anymore. I don't have a TV out here in the front room, so if I want to watch it, I have to go in the bedroom. Long story as to why not, and I'm not going to go into it here. Diesel Dave says he has it on Xbox. Okay. Yeah, well then it is available for consoles. I just don't know if it's cross-platform. I'm sure if you look it up and go on their website, they will know. Couldn't tell you. Who is it that said? Oh, Deck Train says No's lawyer is suing everyone who is involved with his beating, as he should. He should. Get some justice. What else we got here?
Yeah.
You hanging in there, Bear? You hanging in there?
God, there's still 8 minutes left.
Squeeze them cheeks, buddy. Squeeze them. I'm sorry. It's not funny, but it is.
You get some air in here.
Because I think we've all been in that situation. Dude, if you need to run off and go, I can close the steam out on my own. I'm perfectly capable.
It's fine. I'm a professional.
Professional.
That's right.
That's right. A professional poo holder backer.
That's right.
Cynical Lindsay, since 4th of July is around the corner, barbecue or hamburgers and hot dogs? We'll probably just do hamburgers. I don't like hot dogs. Never have. Sorry. Don't like hot dogs.
I like hot dogs. It depends on the dog, though.
Although we will make them because the grandkids like them. So
you cover them in French mustard. And they're delicious. I also like rollovers as well.
The only way I'll eat a hot dog is if it's practically burnt and just cover with every condiment that I have in the fridge. So that I don't taste the hot dog. I just don't like hot dogs. I never have. You can ask Mama Minnie. She'll tell you I don't do hot dogs at all.
I prefer burgers.
Yeah, Brad Young said, hot dogs have to have some black on them. Exactly.
I made the mistake of having a hot dog in Times Square from a hot dog vendor. Yeah. Well, if I ever go back, I ain't doing that again.
Bansmus as favorite person to mock. Well, I don't know that I have a favorite person to mock. I don't know. If I did, the closest one to it would be Michael Rowlands, because I just can't stand that guy. I really don't like him at all.
Does anybody?
And that's very odd for me to say because I try not to hate anyone. And I don't know that I would say I hate him, but I really, really don't like him.
Your boy Pat says Bear likes spotted dick. Have you ever had spotted dick, Pat?
I never have. I've heard of it. I don't even know what it actually is, but
it's a pudding.
Well,
delicious. You ever had cockaliki? Soup.
No.
Like a broth. Oh my god.
Deck Train says, asked, do you have a smoker? No, I do not. And my grill is broken at the moment. So not sure what we're going to do.
Favorite sandwich?
Favorite sandwich? This is probably going to gross some of you out because I know it's an acquired taste, but I really like brown swagger. Liverwurst, or whatever you want to call it. I like it with some onions and Swiss cheese and mayonnaise. Yep.
If it's a Subway sandwich, steak and cheese. Oh, it's glorious.
Oh, and yeah, thanks for reminding me, Mama Minnie. Reuben's too. A good Reuben sandwich is to die for.
If it's just a normal at-home sandwich, I guess chicken with some salad cream, maybe some cheese. But it has to be on a either a tiger loaf or a black and pepper bloomer.
Ari Woodwright asks, do you like ask us both, do you like pate? I've had it. It's okay.
I love it if it's the only thing left in the bloody cupboard. It's like spam, isn't it? Just
with a little less consistency than spam.
Yeah.
It's spreadable where spam isn't. RJ Bands asks, what you gonna drink on the 4th? Probably the same thing I drink on every day: coffee and Mountain Dew. I'm not much of a these days. For the last couple of years, I've kind of grown out of alcohol use. I drink it on rare occasion.
Same.
Just lost my taste for it. Probably has to do with the fact that the older I get, the easier I get a hangover, the less I have to drink to get one. So
yeah, I noticed that when I went past the age of 25. The hangovers start lasting for 2 days.
Hang in there. 3 more minutes, Bear. 3 more minutes.
You can tell because I'm getting clumsy.
Mom Minnie, my daughter, says the boyfriend and I are grilling steaks, chicken, burgers, and dogs, cold beer, and potato salad. Yeah, but you're at least 4 or 5 hours away from me, so that does me no good. I don't want to hear about it unless you're going to drive down here and bring me some.
That's right.
Bandsman asks, have I had Mountain Dew Liberty Brew yet? No, I drink just plain old Mountain Dew. Jeremy 06 is plus alcohol so dang expensive. It is, and it's not that I have a problem with alcohol. I don't care if you drink it. In fact, I love a glass of wine every once in a while, and it didn't even have to be good wine. Just cheap box wine's good enough for my poor man's taste. But I just don't much anymore. 4 to 5 hours, but she says you have 2 days. Get busy. Yeah, probably not going to happen, sweetie. We're a little short on funds, and what little bit we had to loan your sister, almost a daughter, because she was in need of some grocery money.
Right, but I gotta go.
Okay, well, we're at the end of it anyway, so you made it to the end. You go.
Okay, bye guys. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.
Yeah. So yeah, we're at the end of it, chat. Thanks to all of you, of course, for coming out, supporting the stream with your views and your likes and your shares and your retweets and all that good stuff. Thank you to those that were able to go a little step further and donate to the old man. I guarantee you it will go to a good cause like paying bills and keeping food on the table. Yeah, Pat, it is a bit of a different end, isn't it? I gotta go by. Joel Brown, you are welcome. This is the part where I usually ask Bear if he's got anything to shill out, but I guess the only thing he's got to shill now is going to take a deuce. So, but I'm sure he's got some new videos coming up, if not now, very, very shortly, because he's pretty good at that. Go give him a watch. Same for Randy Monkey, who left us earlier because of a headache. Please do go give his channel a watch if you don't already. Bear, are you tweeting? Are you posting from the bathroom? Ooh, nasty. I could smell it from here just through your post. Ah. Anyway, thanks to all of you for showing up. I really do appreciate it. I know I say that every time, but I couldn't do this without you all's support, without you guys being here. If you weren't here, wouldn't have a channel. I mean, that's just the truth of it. But anyway, be on the lookout for the next episode of Redneck Radio, which will be Thursday, July 4th, special patriotic episode at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. And as always, get out of my yard.